Hey, what's up guys? HoodieManiac360, and today I'm going to be reviewing Scream 5. And yes, I'm calling it Scream 5 because that's what it is. It's a sequel to Scream 4, not Scream 2022. So, let's get this started. So, Scream is an interesting franchise for me because it's the only horror movie franchise that I could think of that does not have a bad movie. The first two films are two of my favorite horror movies of all time, and the third and fourth film, while not as good as the first two, are still pretty enjoyable, and I do recommend them. But the main question is the fifth film good or bad? Well, I still stand by my statement where the Scream movies do not have a bad movie, because I actually really enjoyed this film. Granted, it's not as good as the first two, but it is definitely better than 3 and 4. So I'll be reviewing this film just like how I did with Halloween Kills and Spider-Man No Way Home, where I will explain what I liked and what I did not like. So if you're like me, then the number one thing that you want to see in a horror movie are a lot of good and intense kills. I will gladly say that the kills in this film are great. One kill is where Ghostface threatens a mother that he's going to kill her son in the same exact way like the shower kill from the original Psycho movie. Then when the mother gets home, Ghostface jumps out of a bush and kills her. He then sneaks in the house and stabs her son in the throat. I also really like some of the new characters, and I really like that they brought back Sidney Prescott, Gale Weathers, and Dewey Riley. My favorite of these three is Dewey, and he was amazing in this film. But we'll get to what I didn't like in a minute. Sidney and Gale were good, but I did feel like that they didn't really do much besides the final battle. And the final thing that I really liked was that the new main girl was revealed to be the daughter of one of the killers from the first film. And that was really interesting, and I'm so glad that they didn't make her one of the killers. Okay, now it's time to talk about the stuff that I did not like. Okay, so remember when I said one certain thing that I did not like what they did with Dewey? Well, the other films have him go up against Ghostface right before the final battle, and he gets stabbed a couple of times, but then he comes back okay at the end. This time, however, he goes up against Ghostface in the middle of the film, gets stabbed a lot, and then he dies. Now, I don't mind if Dewey dies, but what bothers me is how he dies. First, he shoots Ghostface a couple of times in the chest, and then runs in the elevator. Then he remembers that the killer always comes back if you don't shoot him or her in the chest. Then he walks out of the elevator with only one goddamn bullet, which is fucking stupid. He walks right up to the killer, points his gun, and then the killer stabs him. What he should have done was get a good aim from the killer's head inside the elevator, and this time with more bullets, he shoots the killer in the head from inside the elevator. Also, the second thing I did not like was the killer's motivations. Okay, so if you've seen the other Scream movies, then you'll know that there are two killers each time, with the exception of Scream 3. And most of the killers have good motivations to want to kill people. Now, I'm not going to tell you what the motivations were in the previous films, but in this one, both killers were obsessed with horror, which is fucking stupid, especially if this is the last one. I don't know if this is the last one or if we'll get another one in 10 years or whatever, but yeah. I'm just going to assume that this is the last one because you never know if there's going to be a Scream 6 or not. So, yeah, aside from those flaws, I really enjoyed this film. I think it's a fine addition to the Scream franchise, and I think it's one of the better horror sequels of all time. I'm going to give Scream 5 an 8 out of 10. Alright, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment down below what you want me to review in the future. Subscribe to my other channels, follow me on Twitter, the links are in the description. And I'll see you in the next review where I'll be ranking all 5 Scream movies from worst to best. Later.